You've been playing that wrong. This is another in a series of videos dealing with frequently asked questions or misunderstandings in the board game Vantage. And in this episode, I want to talk about four cards, types of cards, categories of cards that you may or may not come across during the game. Some of them you will always come across. Sometimes some of the categories you will come across um, uh, from time to time. Okay, and these cards are horizontally placed cards rather than vertically placed cards. So most cards in the game are cards that will go into your grid directly, like your character card, which is vertically placed, and you can have 9 of these cards total in your grid at any one time, making a 3x3 array. Other types of cards in the game are, of course, the location cards that you will come across every time you move to a different location. But there are other cards which are placed, at least initially, horizontally, either into the center or in your personal area, but in your supply and not in your grid. So these types of cards are mission cards, destiny cards, objective cards, and quest cards. So I want to talk about each of these. At the very start of the game, the first player, or the solo player, will follow the steps at location 0. Episode 1 is about what happens at location 0 and location 1. And during the final step here on location 0, the first player gains 2 skills at random and places the matching mission in the center. And so here, let's say I've rolled a yellow and a purple, I would gain those skills. And you can see that yellow and purple are associated with mission 1595. So I would pull that card out of the box and I would place it into the center. And I'll hide these cards to avoid any spoilers. So you can see that in the central board here, there's a space for a mission, and the mission card will go there. And the mission cards, if you achieve the mission, then you can optionally, you always, I guess, read the entry in the Book of Secrets, and that is one victory condition, basically. You will only have one mission in the game, okay? And the one mission that you get is determined by a dice roll here on the location 0. So then you'll go off and you'll play the game. And you, at some point, may also obtain a destiny. Destinies, one way that you get destinies sometimes is by completing missions. It'll tell you can continue and try to also fulfill a destiny, or you can end the game now with a win. But destinies can also be obtained in other ways. And when a destiny is obtained, it also goes into the center and gets placed in this spot. Now you'll notice that along the side, missions are labeled and destinies are labeled, okay? And achieving a destiny is a different way to win the game. When you achieve your destiny, or if you pick a card where you've already done the thing that's on the destiny card, you can decide to read in the entry in the Book of Secrets that will be written on the card here, and that's another way to win the game. And the game says you win an epic victory if you achieve both the mission goal and the destiny goal. Now, unlike missions, it is possible to obtain multiple destinies during the game. And if you ever pick up another destiny, you simply place it in the center as well. And now you have multiple ways to obtain the destiny. There's always one mission, but if you obtain either one of the destinies, then you could obtain a so-called epic victory. There's also a destiny that comes whenever any player has a full 3x3 grid of cards. I'm a long way from that now. I only have 1, okay? But if I got 9, then I could gain Destiny 1705, and that has a special spot up there because, if you're playing with 5 players, it's not like it's only the first player that does it. You pull that card out, and then that card is out for everyone to follow. And I will have a video about that destiny, since it is so common, later in this series. So always one mission from the starting location, which is over there now. And you can have multiple destinies, but achieving one of those two things gives you a win. Achieving one mission and one destiny gives you an epic victory. Now there are other horizontal grids that you might, or horizontal cards that you might obtain, which are called quest cards. And you can identify them. They have a particular color scheme, and the word quest is written on the side. This card does not count in your 3x3 grid. It is to the side. It is extra, okay? And it is a quest that applies to all players, but it often applies to all players anyway, but you keep it in your area. And when the quest is achieved, then you can tilt this card vertically and place it into your grid, but only after the quest is achieved. So this is a card that can end up in your grid, but only if certain requirements are met. You know, you actually fulfill the quest that's on this. This is very similar to a side quest that you might get in a role-playing game, or a side quest that you might get in a video game or something like that, okay? Now, it's rare, but it would be possible for a single player to obtain multiple quests. And if you're playing a multiplayer game, several players might be working on their own little side quests. And then finally, the fourth type of category of card, which is generally placed horizontal, are what are called objectives. And the objectives, as far as I know, and you can see the keyword objective is on there, okay? As far as I know, you only obtain one of these during the game, whereas you can get multiple destinies and multiple quests. I think you can only get one objective, and that each objective is linked to a particular character. And I know the route in order to obtain these objectives, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. But there is a route whereby characters individually work their way to objectives. And the objectives have an interesting structure in that when you complete them, they lead you to like the second stage of your objective, and then the third stage of your objective. So there's sort of a little multi-level character arc that's associated with these objective cards, okay? Like the quest cards, the objective cards are placed horizontal in your supply, and they don't count against the 3x3 grid limit, and they're not in your reserve either. So the symbol that indicates how big your reserve is, these are not included in your reserve. And that's the distinction between mission cards, destiny cards, quest cards, and objectives.